of our exam next week. Okay, actually, I announced yesterday in one of my classes that it will be non-departmentalized. Pero ah, parang magbabago yata kami ng patakaran with regard to that. Mag-uusap uli kami ni Nadine later, siguro after my class. Kasi ang hirap nung availability ng rooms sa mga klase. Kasi yung regular rooms na ginagamit natin will be utilized also for the departmentalized. So we might as well look for several big rooms to be used para maging departmentalized din kayo. So just wait first for further announcement. Kahapon kasi, non-departmentalized na dapat. Kaya lang mahirap nga sa room and mahirap din sa mga teachers of the professional core at saka din sa GE kung paano i-schedule yung ating mga exams. So wala pa ha, babawiin ko yung in-announce namin kahapon sa faculty and even to some students. Okay? So maghintay lang kayo siguro hanggang bukas. Okay, with regard to whether your midterm exams for professional courses will be departmentalized or non-departmentalized. Okay, any other concern bago tayo mag-proceed?
Good morning po, ma'am. Ma'am
Yes.
Roales po, question lang po, if sa class list po ba kasama po si Lianto?
Saan? Si Miss
Lianto po, L-L-A-N-T-O po.
Lian. This is section, oh my God, ang nadala ko pala ay section, wait. Nadala ko pala section E at C. Anyway, I will check it. On-site quiz. Okay, wala na tayong ibang kundi sa Tuesday. Kasi online kayo ngayon. So on Tuesday, on-site for the quiz. Kasi yung Thursday, may lab exam na yon, yung Thursday. So we'll have the quiz on Tuesday. Lyrics pa rin. What happened? What's happened? Roales, pwede pang paki-attach, paki-share lang yung PowerPoint, not PowerPoint, the YouTube video presentation for classroom management styles. Paki-share lang please. Sayang ang oras eh. Okay, thank you. Paki-play lang. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to Teachings and Education and Classroom Management Styles. What is your preferred style to managing student behavior? Now, classroom management styles are broken down into 4 different categories. The bottom categories represent teachers that exhibit little control over their students. The top categories represent teachers that exhibit high control. Also, management style categories on the left exhibit low involvement from teachers, while categories on the right exhibit high involvement. Authoritarian management. Very controlling, but not very involved with students. In authoritarian styles, you will notice a lecture-driven lesson. The teacher might simply read off a PowerPoint or simply talk about the content itself. The students sit in the classroom and remain quiet. The authoritarian style teacher does not want to take any questions from the students. In this classroom rules are strictly enforced. The teacher is very firm and unflexible when it comes to the rules. Authoritarian teachers like to have their students sit in assigned seats for the entirety of the year. These teachers are very organized and like to see their students in one place. Next up, the authoritative teacher. Teachers with high control and highly involved in their students. The authoritative teacher enforces their rules, but also hears the students out. These teachers are both firm but also fair to their students. The authoritative style looks to give students their own voice. Classroom discussions are encouraged. This teacher cares a great deal about their students. The teacher wants to see their students succeed and you often see a lot of positive feedback from the teacher. These teachers consider the consequences of their actions. Authoritative teachers carefully weigh the circumstances of a student's inappropriate behavior. Next up, the permissive style. Very little control and very little student involvement. Unfortunately, this is a teacher that doesn't really care about their teaching career. Teaching is just a way to pay the bills. The permissive teacher often doesn't take the time to prepare lesson plans. Permissive style classrooms are out of control. Students are out of their seats, doing whatever they please. A teacher doesn't take the time to go over classroom rules or procedures. Permissive teachers often show movies during class time. They do this simply because they do not feel like teaching. The permissive teacher doesn't know much about his students. He doesn't care about the kids. Teacher-student relationships are of little importance to him. Permissive teachers don't notice suffering students. And lastly, indulgent. Very little control, but highly involved in the students. The indulgent teacher takes their career as a teacher very seriously. They work very hard to plan fun and exciting lessons. You can count on this teacher to come to class prepared. The indulgent style of classroom management believes in a student-empowered learning model. The indulgent teacher lets the students run the classroom without intervening when they probably should. The indulgent teacher looks to build strong relationships with their students. These teachers have close relationships with their students. Overall, they deeply care about the kids. Indulgent teachers have difficulty saying no. These teachers want students to behave in the classroom, but are not strict enough to get them to behave. So here's the question posed. What is your classroom management style? Click the link for classroom management professional development trainings.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, still. Ako, nakakainis talaga kung kailan hindi ginagamit at saka ang bilis ng connection. Ngayon nawala. Kaninang nasa office ako, naka-connect na ako. Lumipat lang ako ng room. Nawala na. I cannot return anymore. Okay, anyway. So, you watch the video presentation that discuss the classroom management styles. Looking at the advanced organizer. Looking at the advanced organizer, the focus of our discussion will be classroom management, the meaning of classroom, the idea, the concept about classroom management, okay, the classroom management styles. Then we'll proceed to the components of classroom management and the theoretical approaches in classroom management. So that will be the coverage of the topics that we will discuss about classroom management. Wala pa rin talaga. Paki-continue mo na ulit, Sam. Okay? Para tuloy-tuloy tayo. Hindi ko alam, baka tapos na yung oras. Hindi pa rin ako nakakonect. Paki-share ulit. Tapos kung kailan hindi mo kailangan, tsaka nag-a-appear. Okay. Teka, bakit parang masyadong maliit? Screen report settings. Okay. So, when we say classroom management, it is the process by which teachers and schools create and maintain appropriate behavior of students in class settings. It is important in the teaching learning environment because it affects ability to learn, affects students' ability to learn, and the teacher's ability to teach. Do you still recall this phrase? Okay? Ano ba ito? Na-recall natin ito when we discuss one of the roles of the teacher, that of being a classroom manager. Okay, students' ability to learn and teachers' ability to teach. So this is just actually a continuation of Module 2, one of the roles of the teacher. Okay, being a classroom manager, no, that will be manifested in his or her classroom management. So as I mentioned earlier, for our advanced organizer, okay, we'll focus on classroom management, its concept and styles, then the principal components and the theoretical approach. Okay, when we talk of principal components, meron tayong tatlo: classroom leadership, classroom atmosphere, and classroom discipline. For the theoretical approaches, we have non-interventionist, interventionist, and interactionist. Okay, scroll up please. Okay, based on the video that you have watched earlier, which do you think is the most uh, favorable type on the part of students? Sa inyo, anyone? Miss Briones?
Ma'am, for me po, the best po is authoritative, since authoritative teachers po also set clear rules and expectation, but um, are more open to feedback and discussion. Also, teachers provide structures and guidance while allowing some flexibility and independence for student po. Parang ano lang po siya, ma'am, balance. Strict yung teacher din, pero may paki pa rin po sa students. Ayun po.
Okay. Do you agree? Nag-agree ba ang mga klase? Pwede ba yung approval sign sa ating reaction? Okay. So, authoritative. Okay, so let us discuss each one. Bakit authoritative? Bakit hindi authoritarian? Bakit hindi permissive and indulgent? Okay, looking at the video, Iha, yung may arrow, pwedeng paki-post do sa video. Yung may arrow. Stop mo lang doon. Yung may arrow, yung unang-una. Oh, yan, yung may apat. Sige, paki. Yung apat na yan. Meron dyang part na apat na yan. Sa bandang una, I think. Yan. Okay. Can you see the arrow on the left? Upward. And arrow on the right? Down. Okay. So, pag natingnan nyo yung arrow, low control to high control sa left, going up. Low involvement to high involvement to the right. Okay. Using this arrow, you can easily define and understand better the different classroom management styles. Okay, katulad na tong authoritative, as you've mentioned, Ms. Briones. Okay? Bakit ito ang best form of classroom management styles? Kasi high control ang teacher, but the students has high involvement. So nakita nyo yung arrow. High control. So pag sinabing controlling ang teacher, anong ibig sabihin nun? Okay? Firm, fair, and friendly yung teacher. Firm siya. May mga paano na medyo strict siya ng kaunti, pero fair and friendly. But take note, class, that friendliness between the student and the teacher has limitation. It has a certain limitation. Hindi porke mabait yung teacher sa inyo, okay, mawawala na yung respect. And vice versa. Okay, hindi lang naman ang teacher ang nire-respect. We need to respect also the students. Okay? So dapat kaya ang authoritative is the best form. Okay? You can find that the teacher here is firm, fair, and friendly. Okay, for authoritarian. Okay, so authoritarian. pagka narinig mo yung authoritarian, kino-correlate natin ito sa dictatorship. Why? Anyone who can explain further? Authoritarian? Bakit ayaw nyo ito? Pero ibang estudyante gusto ito. It depends. Pero majority, it's authoritative. Even in the book, it's authoritative. Pero bakit yung iba, may mangilan-ngilan mga estudyante gusto nila itong authoritarian? Anyone who can explain? Sino ba pwede? Miss, teka, di ko makita. Lee, ano, sino to? Ana, Miss Bernal?
Hello po, ma'am. Am I audible
Okay.
po?
Yes. Yes.
So, sa authoritarian po kasi is, ang gusto lang po nung teacher is direct instruction. And hindi niya po gusto na mag-take ng any question from their student po.
Okay. What about the student? Anong meron sa student? Ano nangyayari sa student? Miss Bernal, what happens to the student? So high controlling ang teacher. Strict enforcement of policies, direct instruction. No one will deviate from the instruction or else. Okay? What about the student? Ano nangyayari sa student? Settings. Want to add, Miss Miss Bernal? Di ba nakita dyan? Law involvement. Okay? Walang, kumbaga, may very strict, nandun lang ang mga estudyante. There is law involvement of the student in the class, in the managing the class. Okay? Next, permissive. Permissive? Anyone? Miss Ararakap? Miss Ararakap.
So, yung permissive po, yung teacher po, wala po siyang pake if makaka-affect po ba sa career niya, and wala din po siyang pake-alam sa students. So, parang napasok lang po siya for his or her own good. And for the students po, out of control po yung attitude nila.
Okay. Kaya, pag permissive, law control ang student. The teacher doesn't care. Okay? Don't prepare a lesson for the class. Okay? And of course, law involvement on the part of student. Because student can do what they want to do. Kasi careless yung teacher. Okay? So yung mga estudyante, walang direction. Okay? They can do what they want to do because the teacher himself or herself doesn't care. Okay? Matuto kayo or hindi, wala akong pakialam. So that is the permissive teacher. Gawin nyo yung gusto nyo gawin, gagawin ko yung gagawin ko. Okay? So that is permissive. For the indulgent, kanina, sino yung tumaas? Temporada ba yon?
Yes po.
Okay.
Yung indulgent naman po is yung teachers very involved po siya sa students since nag-take po siya ng effort para po gumawa ng lessons na interactive at fun po sa students. Kaya po
Pero,
yung students
what about the
very
students?
very involved sa lesson pero medyo out of control din po kasi yung teachers have difficulty in saying no po.
Okay,
Kasi po
so may mali ka na mention kanina. Sabi mo, high control ang teacher. Sa indulgent, low control ang teacher. Pumapasok siya sa klase prepared. Okay? Very passionate siya sa kanyang work, sa kanyang mga lessons, pero hindi niya ma-handle ang mga estudyante. Cannot maintain order in the class. So, students are the one in charge of the class. Meron bang ganon? Yes. For my 30 years in teaching and even during my elementary, high school, and college days, I encountered all these styles of teacher. Okay. So, meron talaga. May lumalabas na authoritarian. Halos hindi ka na makagalaw sa upuan mo. Konting kibot mo. Okay? Nanonotice ng teacher and everything. Sa permissive naman, papapasukin lang kayo ng teacher, manunood lang kayo ng movie. Dati, isa dito kami sa PLTD. Tapos, pagkatapos, minsan hindi siya nag-a-appear. Pagpapas na lang ng lesson, ng reaction paper without even mentioning anything, explaining or defining anything. Okay, so permissive yon. Then yung sa indulgent, low control. Okay? Ito naman, napakabait naman ng teacher. Okay? Very kind. Very understanding to a fault. Umaabuso naman ang teacher. Ang student, rather. High involvement. So the students are the one in charge of the class. So sila pa yung nagmamando sa teacher. Okay? So authoritarian, parang ang dictatorship. Okay? Authoritative. Okay? Ito yung firm, fair, friendly ang teacher. Hindi porke friendly, ganun na. Very firm siya and fair. Permissive. Okay? Itong permissive, medyo lazy ang teacher. Diba? Not doing his or her responsibility. Sa indulgent, can be simply defined as, ayun nga, kind. Okay? To a fault. Okay? So, kaya mga estudyante ang in charge of the class. So, pag sinabi ng student na, Sir, okay na po. Tapos na po yung lesson. Pwede po bang umuwi na tayo 30 minutes before the time? Susunod naman yung teacher. Okay? Most of the time, siya ang sumusunod sa student. So, indulgent teacher. Any other reactions, concerns, suggestions, additions with these classroom management styles? If none, we'll proceed to the next. Okay. Scroll up. PowerPoint presentation, please. Thank you, Ms. Zam. Ayaw na talaga mag-connect. Dinala ko pa.
Ma'am, sorry po. Okay lang po na iba po muna. Feeling ko po ang bagal po kasi ng connection ko.
Hindi, sige. Tinatry ko lang ulit. Sige, we'll wait. Saglit lang. O nga, eto nag-iisa na nga lang ako dito sa room nyo. Kanina sa office, nakakonect na ako. Okay na?
Yes po, ma'am. Okay na po pala.
Okay, sige, okay. Teka lang. Try ko pa rin dito sa akin eh. Binitbit ko pa to tapos wala rin naman. Naiinis. CU Wi-Fi online class. Okay, lahat. Okay. So, scroll up. Tingnan natin yung mga statements. Okay, para magkaroon ng idea, ano ba yung classroom management. Scroll up. Buuin natin yung second page, please. No, yung second page, yung merong, no, the other one, yung may nado si Barack Obama. Okay. So, pakibasa natin yung mga statement or kaya yung mga statement na nandito. Anong style kaya ng teacher itong mga to? At anong type ng leaders itong mga ito? Okay, binabasa nyo? When someone is not listening in my class, are you not entertained? How many times do I have to ask? Ano to? Hindi ko mababasa. To ask you to sit down. Okay? How many times do I have to ask you to sit down? Text on their phones and think the teacher can see them. Okay? So as we go on with our discussion, you will learn what type of classroom management styles are being referred here. Also the type of leadership. Okay, scroll up please. Fatima, you have question? So you are the one presenting? Or you have question? Okay, sige. So classroom management from Jacobsen and Savage. Ito naman ang kanilang concept of classroom management. Jacobsen refers to the complex set of plans and action that the teacher uses to ensure learning in the classroom is efficient and effective. So, pinaplano rin ito. Ang classroom management requires planning, no, and implementation of actions. While Savage says that it involves teaching the students how to manage their own behavior in the classroom setting by establishing learning that will allow them to do this. Okay, scroll up. So let's proceed to the principal components of classroom management. Okay. Let's start with classroom leadership. Okay. Leadership, actions and behaviors manifested by a teacher to influence learners, to put forth effort towards the achievement of the goals and objectives of instruction. Influence learners. Under classroom leadership, meron tayong tatlong types ng leadership that can be manifested by teachers in the classroom setting. We have autocratic, laissez-faire, and democratic. Scroll up, please. Okay. All males. Pakibasa nga itong autocratic type of leadership. Males, please. All males.
Autocratic. Pressure, criticism,
Autocratic
punishment,
pressure,
to
criticism,
demand
and
cooperation,
punishment to demand cooperation,
austerity, powerlessness, and competitive strictness.
Okay. Pwede ba natin itong i-relate, itong type ng leadership na to, sa classroom management styles? In case, yes, anyone who can justify? Yes, Miss Juliana, Miss Marfil.
I believe po yes, because autocratic can be also authoritarian. Since
Okay.
it gives, yung autocratic po, it gives pressure, criticism, punishment to this demand operation, which in authoritarian, ito po yung high control and high but low involvement po.
ng
So,
student.
mas ng student.
Okay? Because of strict enforcement of nung kanyang mga policies sa klase, di ba? Strict implementation, nagkakaroon ng pressure, criticism on the part of the student, hostility, nagiging hostile yung student, nagre-rebelde. Okay? Kaya nga sa dictatorship, di ba may mga rebels. Okay? Powerlessness and competitiveness. Okay? So autocratic can be correlated to ano yung una? Authoritarian management, classroom management styles. What about laissez-faire? Miss Briones, okay ka na, meron ka na. Yung sumunod kay Miss Briones, sino yon? Hindi ko na nahabol. Sino yung nag-next kay Miss Briones? Please answer.
Ma'am, pwede po ba ako po? Figueras.
Okay, sige.
As it says na po sa PowerPoint nga po, laissez-faire naman is permissive, yung low control and low involvement, na anything goes nga po. So there's chaos in the classroom environment since the teacher doesn't really care about what the students are doing or kung ano mang pinagagawa nila. And yun nga po, walang order and parang wala rin pong mararating kung permissive lang na lahat pwedeng gawin.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. Next, democratic. Do we have? Sino ba yung una? Mag-a-appear yan. Wag na muna, Miss Briones. Miss Roales.
Ma'am, sa democratic naman po, as sinasabi po dito, firm and consistent, parang nagmamatch po siya for authoritative po kasi there's high control po and high involvement, lalo na po na-mention here na there's friendly communication po and openness, which na-mention din po kanina na there's classroom discussion po kapag authoritative po yung educator or your prof po.
Okay. So, thank you. So, autocratic for authoritarian, laissez-faire for permissive, democratic for authoritative. So, pwede nating i-correlate yung classroom management style sa leadership styles ng isang teacher. Okay? Any other questions with regard to this? Okay, kung wala, proceed to the next. Yes? Yes, sino to? Mm-mm. No. No. Why? Kasi hindi firm and consistent sa pag-implement ng policy or rules ang teacher. Wala siyang nagagawa. Nagtuturo lang siya, papasok, pero parang hindi siya makapag-implement ng sarili niyang rules. Hindi niya ma-implement yung rules niya. Yung estudyante ang in charge sa klase. Magbibigay siya ng rule, okay, but pwedeng hindi siya maging consistent kasi susundin niya yung gusto ng mga estudyante. So we cannot say that indulgent can be correlated to democratic. It is for authoritative. Okay, you are Miss? Your name, please? Yung nag-raise ng question? Pardon? Okay, so yeah. Okay. That's a good question, Miss Soriano. Okay, next. At least nag-iisip talaga. Okay? Now, with regard to classroom atmosphere, ano naman ang meron dito? Okay. Pag sinabing classroom atmosphere, sa classroom management, we talk of ano yung kino-consider natin sa classroom atmosphere. It should be conducive to learning. So the environment the learning environment could be conducive to learning. So dapat good atmosphere, good classroom atmosphere. Okay, so what are the things that can be implemented in order to have a good classroom atmosphere aside from the physical condition of the room? Okay, lighting, ventilation, syempre kino-consider na yan. Part yan ng classroom atmosphere. Syempre pag sobrang init, does it affect your learning? Yes. Pag sobrang dilim, will it affect? Yes. So aside from the physical condition of the classroom, okay, ito naman yung iba pang mga things to consider, okay, in order to have a good classroom atmosphere that will be conducive to students' learning. So meron tayong classroom sharing, start of the school. When we talk of classroom sharing, ito yung nangyayari during class orientation sa first meeting, where the teacher lay his or her cards sa klase, then ask suggestions or opinions of student in order to have a smooth sailing relationship. Diba? Para maging maganda yung atmosphere, hindi yung takot ang mga student sa simula pa lang doon sa teacher. Iba yung takot na mai-encourage ang student, iba yung madi-discourage. So, napaka-importante ng class orientation at the beginning the class. Okay? Observation of students in the classroom and outside the classroom. Conversation. Observation of students inside and outside. So, hindi lang sa loob ng classroom. Ang mga teachers minsan, okay, nagdi-discuss with fellow teachers what is the behavior, okay, the academic performance of this student or the factors that affects academic performance of student. Bakit hindi siya masyadong nakakapag-aral? So observation of students, discussion with fellow teachers and guidance counselor, conversation with the students. Related to this is conferences and interviews with students. Okay, student writing also, asking open-ended questions, and the cumulative record. Doon natin makikita, these are the items that may help, no, in order for the teacher to prepare a conducive learning environment for the student. Okay, so basta atmosphere, good classroom atmosphere, conducive to teaching learning process. Scroll up please. Ito yung gustong-gusto kong ma-emphasize. Classroom discipline. In other books, they call this classroom control. Kaya nga, because it is a process of controlling student behavior in the classroom. There are elements that we need to consider in classroom discipline or control. Magbigay lang tayo ng dalawa. Control within the learner and from outside factors. So sa discipline, dalawa yon. Control coming from the student and from outside factors like the teacher. So ibig sabihin, pag control within the learner, okay, ano yung personality, anong attitude meron ang student. Okay, that could be related or that could be relate to discipline. Bakit hindi makapag-control yung estudyante na yan ng kanyang temper? The same thing, okay, from outside factors, okay, yung teacher mismo, no, the teacher himself or herself ang dahilan why the student is behaving that way. Okay? Now, in case, dito sa classroom discipline, hindi na talaga makontrol. For instance, yung attitude or personality ng student, maaaring may mga academic problems that may affect academic performance of student. Pero medyo personal. Okay, we always refer to specialists. Diyan pumapasok yung ating mga guidance counselors. So these are only two of the commonly encountered elements of classroom discipline and classroom control. Yes, my question, Ms. Hernandez.
Ma'am, curious lang po ako. Dun po sa outside factors po, nagmamatter din
Okay.
po ba yung environment ng student kung saan po sila like parang nai-involve outside the school? Is it
Yes,
considered
definitely.
part din ba siya ng
Yes.
outside factors that affects their disciplines?
Yes. The teacher, the friends, their friends, the teacher, the friends of the student, di ba, can influence. Even, yun nga, yung residents, di ba, kung ikaw nasa dormitory, yung influence, outside factors din yan that may affect, no? Not only the academic performance of the student, but also yung kanyang discipline. Okay? Magmamanifest yan. Makikita yan doon sa classroom. O bakit ganyan ang behavior niyan? Okay? Bakit tulog ng tulog? Kasi yung mga kasamahan sa dormitory, mahilig maglakwatsa sa gabi. So pati pagdating sa klase, hindi niya mapigilang matulog at can control his or her temper. Masyadong magagalitin. Yes, that is again a good question. Sino yung nagtanong?
Hernandez po, ma'am.
Hernandez. Okay, bakit ko yung question, tinatanong ko yung name ng mga nagtatanong? Kasi kahit walang question, they are thinking, no? Ina-apply nila yung, iniintindi nila kung ano talaga itong topic natin, yung in application. So, thank you, Ms. Soriano and Ms. Hernandez. So, hindi naman laging ako lang ang magtatanong. You can ask questions. Then from your questions, we can learn. We can share. Thank you. Next. Scroll up, please. Ito, ang gustong-gusto nating bigyan ng emphasis. Okay? Part ng classroom discipline or control, yung misbehaviors in the classroom. Common. Ito yung pinaka-common. Aggression, immorality, defiance of authority. Ano pa yung dalawa? May karugtong pa yung dalawa. Related sa defiance of authority. Scroll up, please. Goofing off and class disruptions. Okay. Ito ay mga misbehaviors. Okay. Ito ay nagli-lead sa mga offenses. Okay. Itong mga minention dito usually leads to slight offenses or grave offenses. So, itong mga offenses, as expected, pag nangyayari sa classroom, sa school, is treated with corresponding sanctions. Okay, so let's start with aggression. Not only attack their fellow students, but sometimes, very rare naman, their teachers. Pero may nababalitaan tayong mga ganyan. Diba? Okay. Itong aggression can be in the form of physical or verbal attack. Di lang yan physical, verbal. Okay? So that is aggression. Immorality, itong pinaka-common in the form of cheating, lying, and stealing. Defiance of authority. Anong difference na tong defiance of authority? To class disruptions. Pag defiance, student refuses to do what the teacher tells him to do. Okay? The other one, class disruptions, talking loudly or out of turn, walking about the room without permission, clowning, and tossing objects. Diba? Meron ba kayong kaklaseng ganyan? Okay? Sa akin, the defiance of authority ang problema ng estudyante dito, mayabang, matigas ang ulo. Okay? Unless, okay, may valid reason siya kung bakit siya nagbe-behave ng ganon on the part of, due to the teacher or the classroom environment. Okay? Pero usually, pinapakita lang niya na medyo mayabang or matigas, stubborn, boastful ang student. Ayan ang kanyang kailangan i-discipline. Okay? May problema maybe there is something wrong nangyayari. Okay? So, kaya pwedeng i-refer yan sa specialist. Ano naman ang kaibahan na tong class disruptions? Walking about the room without permission. Ito sa akin, nagpapapansin. The student is kulang sa pansin. So may mga deeper, reasons ang mga students kung bakit minsan nagkakaganito rin. So, napaka-importante ng class discipline or class control. Goofing off, ganito rin. Ito naman, fooling around, not doing the assigned task, daydreaming. Ito naman, medyo lazy, tamad yung estudyante. Okay? So, these are the common misbehaviors in the classroom. Hindi ko na masyadong binigyan ng emphasis yung cheating, lying, and stealing. Kasi alam na natin ito. Kasi ito yung commonly. Kung lahat ito ay common misbehaviors in the classroom, mas lalo itong cheating, lying, and stealing. Nangyayari yan. Mas marami tayong mga cases na ganyan. Yung aggression, defiance of authority, class disruptions, goofing off, nangyayari, common, pero hindi kasing common ng cheating, lying, and stealing. Okay. May nagtataas ng kamay. Sino tong si Ria?
Miss Cabilas po. May tanong po ako.
Okay.
Sa aggression po ba, pwedeng pumasok doon yung social media bullying or yung tinatawag na cyberbullying? Kasi di ba po, sabi dito is verbally attack.
Yes. Yes, Miss Cabiles.
Okay po.
Okay? Kasama yan. Though ngayon lang nabigyan ng ngipin, di ba? Ngayon lang nagkaroon ng batas sa cyberbullying. That is part. Kaya may corresponding sanction ang cyberbullying. Okay? Yes, Sam. May ano ka na, Miss Rowales?
Ay, question lang po, ma'am. One example po kasi dito sa goofing off is not doing the assigned task. Medyo parang same po kasi sila ng meaning ng defiance of authority na parang rebellion po. If kunwari lang po meron pong example ng identification na hindi nag-submit ng assigned task or hindi ginawa yung binigay po within the day, saan po siya papasok? Sa defiance po or sa goofing off?
Okay. Depende sa reason why the student failed to submit. Okay. Kung may valid reason, hindi siya magpo-fall in either. Pero kung talagang hindi siya lang nag-submit, goofing off, tamad, tinamad siyang mag-submit. Okay? Kasi ang teacher naman, hindi namang defiance of authority ito. Mas ano siya sa goofing off. Parang tinamad lang. Kung wala siyang valid reason, tinamad lang. Ang teacher naman, kung di ka nag-submit, hindi naman defiance yun eh. Pwede namang bawasan ng teacher ng grade. So, hindi masyado yan sa defiance of authority. Okay? It is more on goofing off. Goofing off, kasi nga, sabi ko nga yung goofing off, in application, laziness on the part of the student. Sa defiance, yes, partly, defiance of authority, pero may pananggaan teacher dyan. Di wala kang grade, so walang problem. No grade at all. Or you will get low grades in that particular topic or subject. Okay? Okay. Next, ito naman. Ito yung sinasabi ko. Scroll up, please. Lapit na tayo matapos. Scroll up. Madali lang naman to kasi karamihan dito self-explanatory. Bakit nagiging self-explanatory? Si Ma'am naman self-explanatory ng self-explanatory. Kasi na-experience nyo ito. Familiar kayo. Ito naman. Possible causes of student misbehavior. Bakit nagmi-misbehave? Di ba sabi ko, minsan may deeper reason. Pwedeng personality or influenced by others. Kaya nagmi-misbehave yung student. At ang isa, ito yung isang outside factor is the teacher. Okay, tingnan natin. Bakit naging gano'n ang behavior ng estudyante? Noong ini-interview na yung bata, may due process kasi, di ba? Bago bigyan ng sanction, okay, tignan. We need to hear both sides. So, meron naman pala kasi naman, okay, either of the following, nagging, unnecessary scolding. Okay lang na mag-command ang teacher. Pero not all the time. Iba yung nagko-command na encouraging. Iba yung nagging. Unnecessary scolding. Paulit-ulit. Okay? Halos wala namang ginagawa yung mga estudyante. Paulit-ulit. Unnecessary scolding. Nagging. So, syempre, yung ibang mga estudyante, ayaw nun. Diba? Okay. Assigning extra schoolwork. Okay, take note of this. Assigning school. Ma'am, ibig sabihin pala, pag binigyan mo kami ng assignment, dahilan yun para kami ay mag-misbehave. No. Ang giving assignment, work, task, or activity, parts yan ng teaching learning process. Pero pag sobra-sobra to a point na parang ang dating hindi na for teaching and learning, more on giving punishment dahil naiinis lang siya sa mga estudyante, that may cause student misbehavior. So in relation to this, yung punishing the group, use of writing as punishment, related pa rin to. Pero ito more on sa elementary high school, di ba? Ngayong college, pinagsusulat pa ba yan? Write in three sheets of paper, okay? That you will promise that you will not do this again and again and again. Okay? So, di ba? Sino naka-experience sa inyo yan? Pinarusahan ng writing as punishment during your younger years. Okay? Teka muna. Meron pa ba ibang magtatanong or si Sam lang? Meron pa? Okay. In relation pa rin sa punishment. Harsh and humiliating punishment. Masyado namang harsh. Masyado naman. Very simple lang naman yung na-commit na mistake ng student. Parang hindi naman, ano ang tawag dyan? Hindi dapat na gano'n ng punishment. Or, ang isang example natin dito, yung hinihiya yung estudyante sa harap ng klase. Okay? Pero, itong mga ito, class, makinig lang, mayroong mga makinig it depends on the situation. Kasi, example, yung estudyante laging nakikita unnecessary movement kapag nagko-quiz. Aba, hindi na mapaulit-ulit na, winarningan na ng teacher, after the class, sinabihan na. Inulit pa rin. So, siguro hindi siya makuha sa diplomacy. So, sa harap ng mga estudyante, sinasabihan na niya yung student involved. Okay? But as much as possible, okay, ina-avoid dapat ng teacher ang harsh and humiliating punishment. Pero sabi ko nga, depende kasi sa situation. Meron naman kasing napapag-initan talaga. Napapag-initan. O bakit kumukulo ang dugo ko pag nakita ko yung estudyante na yan. Diba? Tapos pagdating sa klase, hanggang sa pagdating sa klase, wala nang, I remember meron akong kaklase noon, first year college ako. Talagang yung teacher namin, napaka-strict. Parang authoritarian. Kilala siya sa pagiging authoritarian. Talagang takot kami lahat sa klase niya. To a point na karamihan nakaklase ko, minsan ako din, naapektuhan talaga yung parang hindi na namin natututunan yung subject. Natututunan na lamang namin mag-behave, makinig lang sa klase niya at sumunod sa kanya. I remember meron akong isang kaklase na pag-initan, na kada meeting, lagi na lang siya ang tinatawag ng teacher namin. Okay? Alam mo, hinimatay siya sa klase, then the following semester, nag-drop na siya. Okay? Naawa rin kami dun sa kaklase namin na yun. Okay? Hindi namin alam bakit. First time lang siya kasing hindi nakasagot yata doon sa tanong. Tapos, tinanong ng sunod-sunod, hindi na nga yung estudyante. Tapos, susunod na meeting siya na naman. Tapos, susunod na meeting, pangatlong meeting namin, parang, yun ang hindi maganda. Diba? Yung harsh and humiliate. Talagang kilala yung teacher namin na yon. Ilang beses na rin na call ang attention noon ng dean, nung panahon namin. Talagang harsh and humiliating. Pero sabi ko, it depends Kapag ka naman, ang estudyante naman talaga is, siya ang nag-i-instigate. Siya yung nag-i-initiate para naman yung teacher ay talagang magalit, even in front of the class. So, it depends. So, itong mga nandito, it depends on the situation. Nagnanag yung teacher kasi nga, ang kulit mo. Hindi ka nakikinig. Paulit-ulit. Binigyan na kita ng reminder, kinausap na kita. Still, you continue to do what you want, which is affecting also your other classmates. So, it depends. Okay? In addition, threats and ultimatums. Yan. Nagbibigay ng deadline ang teacher. Okay. Dapat sinusunod. Pero may instance, again, sabi ko, it depends. Paano kung may mga force majeure or mga hindi inaasahang mga pangyayari? Okay? Wag lang palagi. Okay, tapos sobra yung nagtitreat siya. Okay? So, hindi maganda yon. Kaya minsan, nagre-rebel din ng mga estudyante. Minsan, nagre-report sa office. Ma'am, kasi, bibigay siya ng deadline, ma'am. Ganyan lang niya sinabi. Ang haba-haba ng assignment, nung task, bukas daw ng umagang-umaga, kailangan ipas namin. Okay? So, it needs a lot of, pwedeng kausapin yung teacher na hindi naman ganun. Ma'am, palagi na lang po siyang ganun. Okay? So, threats and ultimatums. Premature judgments and action. Okay? Narinig lamang. Ay, kayo din naman narinig lang itong teacher na itong estudyante na to. Ganun ang behavior. Hindi mo naman nakikita, ginudge mo rin. Ay, titignan ko nga, ganun ba yun? So, ganun yata itong batang to So, premature judgments and action. Napaka-impulsive naman ng teacher na sabihan, hindi naman niya alam yung sitwasyon, bakit nangyari, okay? And inconsistency. Yun nga, yung paiba-iba, na wala namang dahilan. Okay, any question or comment or addition on this? Juliana, sino si Juliana?
Si Marfield po, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, question lang po about sa kanina po, yung aggression po. If pasok din po yung teacher po yung nagiging aggressive po, hindi lang yung students.
Balik natin para makita mo. Balik natin. Okay. Na dito. Misbehavior in the classroom, pero this one is on the part of student. On the part of student. Pwede sa part ng teacher yung nagging. Pwede doon. Kasi itong aggression na to, on the part of student. Itong na dito yung common misbehavior, mga estudyante ang involved dito. Students. Itaas mo ulit. Scroll up. Okay. Ito, dito papasok yung sa teacher. So, ang tinatanong mo kanina ay ano? Ulitin mo nga.
If pasok po sa teacher yung if pasok po yung teacher sa aggression po or yung teacher na po yung nagiging aggressive sa students.
So, hindi. Pwede natin siyang i-relate sa nagging nga or premature judgments and actions. doon siya. Unless yung teacher na lalaki, sinuntok niya talaga yung estudyante rin niyang lalaki. Or yung teacher, sinabunutan niya yung estudyante sa loob ng klase. Di ba? Okay? So, pero very rare on the part of the teacher na ganun. Kung nangyayari yon ay talaga namang dapat talaga may grave sanction din yon. Okay? So, aggression can be part. Pero yung minention kasi dito, yung aggression on the part, kasi student misbehavior yun eh. Diba? Tapos ito, yung possible causes of student misbehavior, yung teacher mismo, ang minsan nagiging dahilan. Pero sabi ko nga, pwede, kung ang teacher, pwede natin dyan. Premature judgments and actions. Okay, nagging. But, aggression could also be a misbehavior of a teacher. Because depende, di ba? Pag talaga namang ang teacher na ang umatake. Kasi we are talking of aggression on the part of student here. Ang tinatanong mo, pwede po bang aggression? So kung isasalin natin dito sa part ng teacher, nagging, premature judgment, and action, pwede natin ilagay sa action yung aggression din. Pwede rin. Depende. Maliwanag ba? Nakuha nyo ba yung ano ko?
Yes po, ma'am. Thank you po.
Kasi ang parang inaano natin yung aggression on the part of student. Bakit yung misbehavior niya. Pero posible rin na ang teacher ay maging aggressive. Siya na yung parang susugurin na yung estudyante, susuntukin yung estudyanteng lalaki, sasabunutan naman yung estudyanteng babae. Aggression din yun. Pero more on, kung part ng teacher, aggression, premature judgments, and actions. Okay? Naging yung minaramura mo sa harap ng maraming estudyante, yun, part din yun ng aggression. Okay? Okay. Next. Paano natin ngayon mapiprevent? Kung hindi man ma-prevent, ma-minimize man lang. Paano mapiprevent yung misbehavior ng student at saka yung causes ng misbehavior ng student? Ito, keep class rules and school rules consistent. Kaya nga may orientation. Para sa simula pa lang, sasabihin na ng teacher what she wants sa klase at ano naman yung pwedeng isuggest ng estudyante in order to have a smooth sailing relationship in the class. Magkaroon ng good classroom atmosphere. Okay? And dapat alam din ng mga estudyante, yung mga hindi lang ng teacher, yung mga school rules. Kaya nga meron kayong handbook, student's handbook. You should know. Once in a while, you should read your student's handbook para alam nyo, ay bakit kaya ako pinagalitan? May mali ba akong ginawa? Tingnan ko nga kung nasa student's handbook yon at may sabi may corresponding sanction daw. Okay? States rules clearly. Yung instruction, at ito, kailangan talaga ito during orientation. Kailangan ang conversation. Kailangan ang exchange, no, of ideas ng student at ng teacher. Ito yun eh, state rules clearly. Ito kasi ang patakaran. Ang sinabi ko na sa first day pa lang ng klase, that, ganyan. Pero, you disobey. Alam natin that cheating is a grave offense. Bakit nag-cheat ka pa rin? Okay? So, provide rationales for rules. Bakit may policy si Ma'am Patron na ganon? Okay? May valid ba yung reason niya? Okay, so, provide rationales or rationale for rules. Kasi baka sabihin, parang masyadong mahigpit naman. Okay? Pero may reason ang teacher. Okay? Pag doon, nagkakaintindihan, Nagkakaroon ng good communication ang teacher at saka ang student. State rules positively. So, dapat encouraging, not discouraging yung rules. Diba? Bakit yung rule na to ay ini-implement? Para kayo ay lalong matuto. Para kayo ay ma-prepare sa susunod na level or sa susunod ninyong mga subjects. Okay? Pero encouraging, not discouraging. Allow student input in the rule-making process. That is the reason why even during orientation, okay, or when the teacher converse with the students, nag-a-ask ng suggestions, clarifications, comments, reactions on both sides para magkaroon ng good communication, magkaroon ng good understanding, hindi misunderstanding that usually will lead to misbehavior on the part of the student and even on the part of the teacher. Okay? Meron pa? Wala na, di ba? Tapos na ba? Scroll up? Wala na. Okay, let's go back. Meron pa. Walang nagre-react. Meron pa, di ba? Approaches. Theoretical approaches. Tama ba ako?
Yes po.
Okay, let's continue. Last na. Masyado tayong na-engross sa ano yon? Components of classroom management. Okay, punta tayo sa approaches. Okay. In relation to what we discussed, meron tayong interventionist, non-interventionist, and interactionist. Sa PowerPoint, meron yan. Meron ba? Alam ko, meron yan. Dinagdag namin yan. Okay. Pakibasa. Female student na wala dito, na hindi pa nakakapag-participate with her surname starting with letter N. Meron bang N? Nag-start sa letter N? Sino to? John? Hindi ko maano eh. Nandito lang ako. Sino to? Si John. Surname mo, Iha?
Nang po.
Nang?
Opo.
Okay. Sige, Miss Nang. Ano yung pagkaintindi mo dyan? Basahin mo. Non-interventionist first.
Non-interventionist approach, either unfolding potential of the student.
Louder, please. Medyo mahina.
Non-interventionist approach, inner unfolding potential of students.
Okay. Non-interventionist yun. So, sino ang mas may control dito? Teacher or student?
Students po.
Okay, very good. Student. Okay, kasi student has its own need to accomplish. Okay? The teacher has a minimal control. Why? Because the teacher wants to unfold the inner potential of the student. So, mas binibigyan. Hindi masyadong nag-i-intervene ang teacher in this type of theoretical approaches in classroom management. Okay? So, minimal ang control ng teacher. Parang facilitator siya lang ang mag-i-instigate, siya lang ang mag-i-initiate, no? In order for the student to unfold his or her inner potential. Hanggang saan ang makakaya. The student has its own need to accomplish. Kasi gusto ko to, kaya lang napipigilan akong mag-perform, napipigilan akong gumawa. So, pinababayaan ka ngayon ng teacher. That is non-interventionist. The teacher will not intervene in reaching your goal. Okay? aiming for a high grade. Okay? Because the teacher allows you to unfold your inner potential. Next, that starts with a surname, babae ulit. A surname that starts with letter, meron na tayong letter C. Ay, meron na C, letter D, E, letter E. Meron ba? Letter E?
Esmelo po.
Okay, sige, Miss Esmelo. Interventionist.
Sa interventionist approach naman po, ito po yung sa behaviorism po. And kapag yung magbe-base po siya sa behavior po, if goods po, if okay po yun, like makaka-receive po siya ng rewards. And if hindi naman po maayos yung pagka-ano niya po sa behavior niya, like may marireceive po siyang punishment. Ganun po.
Okay? That is part intervention. Kaya intervention. Sino nag-i-intervene? Miss Esmelo? Sino nag-i-intervene dito?
Yung teachers po. Like,
okay, the teacher.
Yes po.
Here, the teacher has a high control. Nag-i-intervene siya para ma-reach yung ine-aim na academic performance ng student. Okay? Controlling ang teacher dito. Okay? For academic intervention. Meaning, okay, anong gagawin ng teacher? The teacher will teach new skills, new knowledge to the student, then will allow the student to apply the skill or knowledge learned to a new situation. So that is interventionist. Nag-i-intervene, high controlling ang teacher. Okay, kaya academic intervention used by the teacher to teach new skill or knowledge, to encourage the student to apply the skills and knowledge in a new situation. And lastly, you have interactionist. Meron bang gusto bago ko tumawag ulit? Sinong gusto na hindi pa nakaka-participate, please? Meron ba? Interactionist. Ito pinakamadali. Anyone? O gusto tatawag ako? Sige. Letter G. Meron bang letter G? Nag-start sa letter G? Female? Or male? Kung walang female, male. Letter G.
Garcia po, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Garcia.
Based on my understanding po in interactionist approach, inner and outer factors or forces, teachers has to understand student behavior and to help students understand their own behavior. Parang lumalabas po dito na ina-assess po ng teacher yung pinapakitang behavior ng isang student inside the class po to determine if it's inner or outer factor. And then, ina-allow nyo din po yung students to reflect with that behavior po.
Okay. Bakit interactionist? Sino nag-i-interact? Mr. Garcia.
Meron pong engagement between the student and the teacher po.
Okay, yun ang gusto kong marinig. Okay? Very good. There is, okay, how the student and the teacher behaves with each other. May engagement. Nag-i-interact. Teacher to student, student to teacher, at may karugtong yung dulo doon sa binanggit sa definition. Student to student. Diba? Interaction. Okay? So, interaction is para ma-reach yung ating goal sa teaching and learning. Interactionist o para ma-solve ang isang problem. Interactionist approach. Teacher to student behavior. Okay? Student to teacher behavior, and student to student behavior. So interaction. By interaction between the teacher and the student to teacher, and student to student. Hindi lang yung basta laging teacher and student. Kayo din. There should be an interaction or engagement between the student to student. Okay, thank you. Meron pa? Any other questions? Okay. More? No more, no more? Okay, kung wala na, yes?
Mag-a-add lang po ako, ma'am. Siguro po
Sino
sa
to? Si Miss
Suncon.
Ay, Suncon. Okay.
Yes po. Based on my understanding lang po. Mag-a-add lang po dun sa may non-interventionist approach. So
Yes.
here po, it is student-centered po. It can be correlated sa student-centered.
Yes.
So dito po, yung student is yung mostly involved sa
Yes.
development nila and or unleashing their potential sa subject or particular field na inaaral nila.
Yes. Kaya nga minimal lang ang control ng teacher. Diba sabi ko, facilitator. So student-centered while interactionist is teacher-centered. Very good. Okay? O diba? Ang dami kong ang dami nag-participate. Like it. Okay. Alam nyo, hindi ko nadala yung attendance. Teka, bubuksan ko. Hintayin nyo lang ako ha. Meron ako ditong attendance nyo. Just wait for the attendance. I-ano ko lang to. Okay. Hindi ko nadala yung class list pero meron ako ditong list sa cellphone. Tingnan nyo hanggang ngayon, no, hindi na ako nakakonect. Ano kayang nangyari? May mali yata sa ginagawa ko. Okay, anyway, natapos din naman tayo. Okay. At saka maganda yung ating interaction. Okay. Sige, stop sharing na. Si Fatima ba to? O si Miss Soriano o si Miss Marfil? Fatima, okay. Stop presenting, please. I'll check the attendance now. Abiliada, Apipi. Section ano to? D, di ba? Am I correct?
Yes po, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Abiliada, Apipi, Araraka.
Abiliada present po.
APP present po. Araraka present po.
Okay, next. Arenas, Airoso, Batikin.
Arenas present po.
Batikin present po.
Airoso, absent. Okay, next. Briones, Buenafe, Cabiles.
Briones present po.
Buenafe present po.
Cabiles present po.
Next, Canapi, Carag, De La Cuesta.
Kanapi po present po.
Karag po present.
De La Cuesta po present po.
Okay, next. Esmelo, Hernandez, Hamito.
Esmelo present po.
Hernandez po, present.
Hamito po present. Ma'am, may question lang po ako.
Yes, Miss Hamito.
Nakikita po ba yung pag-raise hand ko kanina?
Ang nakikita ko kung sino yung unang nagtaas ng kamay. Kaya lang kapag
sige
hindi
po.
ko na nahabol, di ba sabi ko, taas uli or mag-mention na lang ng name para ma-recognize ko. Okay?
Okay po.
Gusto mo palang sumagot kanina. Next time. Miss Amito.
Sige
Okay?
po.
Next, Laksamana. Eto, nandito, Lyanto. Nandito pala siya, Miss Rawales. Miss Lyanto.
Present po.
Lyanto?
Lianto present po.
First time mo ba nag-attend? Di ba hindi? Parang nag-attend ka na last time.
Ngayon lang po.
Ngayon lang talaga?
Opo.
O,
Late
magpaiwan-
enroll po kasi
O,
ako.
magpaiwan ka lang saglit ha, patapos na
Sige po.
nakaalis na sila. Okay. Laksamana, Manuel.
Laksamana po present.
Manuel po present.
Next, Marfil Montaño Montejo.
Marfil po present.
Montaño po present. Montejo po, present.
Okay. Nang Pasqua, Pascual.
Nang present po.
Pasqua po, present.
Wait lang. Nawawala yung aking attendance. Nang Pasqua, Pascual. Peñalosa, Prudente, Rabi.
Peñalosa po, present.
Prudente po, present.
Rabi po, present.
Ramirez, Reyes, Roales.
Present po, Ramirez.
Roales po, present.
Reyes. Reyes Rose. Next, Sancon, Soriano, Suazo.
Sancon, present po.
Suazo po, present.
Temporada, Torres.
Temporada po present.
Torres po, present.
Okay, next. Aguilar, Briones, Figueras. Aguilar. Aguilar. Sen. Briones, Gabriel.
Briones po, present.
Figueras, Garcia, Habate.
Figueras po, present po, ma'am.
Garcia po, present.
Habate, absent. Okay, next. Patdu, Platon, Quinto.
Platon, present po.
Quinto po, present.
So Patdu is not around. Okay. Rabang, Salcedo, Salido.
Rabang po, present.
Salcedo po, present.
Salido po, present.
Okay, so ang absent si Airoso, si Reyes, Rose, Aguilar, Habate, Patdu. Last call. Absent sila or nag-slow lang ang connectivity?
Good morning.
Sino to?
Habate po.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Who else? Meron ba
Ma'am?
call? Yes?
Si Reyes po, kanina po nandito po siya pero nawalan po ng connection kasi sa biyahe po pa uwi.
Okay, sige. Okay? O, kaya tinawag ko ulit. Okay, Miss Lianto, please remain. Okay, thank you for attending our online class. Don't forget, on Tuesday, you will have your quiz on site. Then, wait for further announcement. What will be the scheme of our of the administration of our exam, whether it will be departmentalized or non-departmentalized. Okay, bye-bye. You may now leave the room. Yes, Vince? Sino to, sis? May question? Mag-remain na lang yung may question, please.
Thank you, Doc. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you po, Doc.
Po, Doc.
Thank you po.